Yeah, there I am. Hold on a minute. I got an echo, right? I was just saying good morning and make music. Long Beach is around, and let's just see why we have such an echo these days here. Hmm, It's back here trying some stuff. I guess that's not what we should do. Yeah. How about now? Well, I know what I'll do. I was going to attempt a two camera shot, and I guess my microphone is picking up both. Check out this shot. What you think? Let me see. See if this works for you. Yeah. See, I was going to do this, and then I was going to flip back and do this right here. Trying to get fancy. It's not working audio wise. So let me just turn this off over here. Yeah. Uh, all right. Yeah. Trying some stuff, trying to make change up. We're building a media company over here, Hannibal Media Group, inside the Dream Creator Studio in Long Beach, California. Coming out with our news platforms. I would encourage you to please go to our website at www.beachcityradio.com. We've remodeled it quite a bit there. We're working on the music stream, new music shows, new talk shows. This is all coming. We'll also have around the community, maybe some printed collateral that you can link up with us about. And so just link up with us and grow with us. That's all I'm asking. Thank you for hanging in there with us on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. It's an honor to be able to, intersect across the diaspora with such influential and interesting people and discuss the things that we see in our community, music, arts, culture, news, a lot going on. Reflecting today, I won't be before you very long, just reflecting, trying some things that didn't have a guest here. You can see we're just trying some new tricks, but that's okay. We are observing just came out of Juneteenth. You saw our fantastic recap, and if you gain an opportunity, go out there on YouTube and grab that Reflections of Juneteenth that was produced by Rhonda Love, and really gain a really great understanding of the history of Juneteenth and what it's all about. And while it was great, we saw so many fantastic expressions of Black culture. We still want to be mindful that it is the holiday really represents a stepping stone out of bondage in these United States. And so commercialization, maybe we should stay away from that. Right? Okay, right. Have you been seeing these January 6th hearings, Senate hearings? It's really been amazing. The last time that I viewed it, they had reached all the way to just the everyday worker, the sister that worked in the polling place in the election center. And she's been doing that for some time, helping the seniors, especially in her community, making sure that people are able to vote. And according to the testimony that I saw on the January 6th hearing, wow. So Trump called the woman out by her name, called her a hustler, called her all kinds of things, and they were being intimidated, people standing outside of their home. I mean, the stuff that I'm hearing in this is unbelievable. And so, just like Pastor Mark said, a couple of weeks ago, is just we just got to keep praying. Pray for peace and in this country. I mean, it's just really unfolding right before our very eyes in a very real way. I watched a report by Jerika Duncan on CBS today, and she was talking to a young pastor back east, and he just was saying, "Hey, you know what? I may have lost hope in the system, in the government, maybe lost hope in the economy even, but he has never and will never lose hope in God. And I thought that was very profound and inspiring for me. And hopefully you all will find your center of peace. An attitude of peace is what has been recommended to us by our friends coming through Coffee Conversations, just keeping this attitude of peace. Summertime's going on. I guess you're trying to travel, and the gas is at an all-time high. And people are really considering whether they should get in the car and drive back home, down south or wherever you like to go. It's normally a travel time. Get in your car and travel across the country. But gas is so doggone high, people are saying, hey, I'm not able to make that happen. How did the Russians become the kingpin of gas? Like, somebody help me understand that. I can't see it. I thought the largest producer of oil in the world, Saudi Arabia, but I guess we don't like them anymore. Is that what the deal? Is that what's going on? Here in the United States, now he wants to give a holiday from the federal gas tax, and people are really howling foul because it's just not enough. The gas prices are crazy, crazy high. And then I learned today on a report that the oil companies that manufacture the gas out of the oil don't have to lower the prices. They can do what they want to do. The government has no oversight into that. So maybe it's the oil men that we ought to be angry about in these days and time. Whatever the deal is, man, just try to have fun, as much as you can. There's going to be some money driving. Right. But speaking of travel, it's time to get your passports out. We have been really sharing with you about the traveling to Africa. That's one of our main points of travel. Got our passports ready, got our contacts on that side ready to go. And I'd like to share with you today 2 trips. I think Ghana, you guys have been asking a lot about Ghana wherever we go when we do our coffee pop-ups and everything. You're asking about, what about Ghana? What about Ghana? Because we just returned in December as we went out there for the Wakanda One Trade Expo. And, I think I'm going to put together some information. We have been researching and getting everything together, have excellent travel partners to get us over to Ghana. This one would be what we would call a familiarity trip. So, maybe the group would be small. And so if you'd like to travel with us, just hit me up in that chat. And then we're also preparing to South Africa, hopefully returning back to the jazz tour, the Jazz Festival in Cape Town 2023. And so we'll be sharing with you today actually some videos from that absolutely awesome experience. And hopefully I turned off my monitor that I was going to show the videos on. Well, we'll figure it out later on in the show. But I just think that, dusting off your passport, everybody is coming out of COVID now, opening up. And I think I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged for travel because I want to get back on that global road. And someone was trying to find out, okay, how y'all afford these trips to, I'd like to encourage you to go out there on social media and join other African-American oriented travel groups. My favorite one is Melanated Passports. Melanated Passports. That's a great group. And those brothers and sisters are traveling all over the world, all everywhere. And they've got great tips on, what they experience there. And these people have developed a lifestyle of being able to save for their travel, of being able to find the least expensive, the most economical, I'll say it like that, accommodations and all of that. And the trips that we offer, the trips that we curate are 5-star trips. So we're not doing Airbnb and those types of travel. We're actually, when we get land in the continent, you're staying at very high-end hotels in the metropoli, even in southern Africa. When we take you out on safari, the Bush Lodge is very luxurious, and it makes for a really great upscale um, experience, and hopefully you can get with us on that. There's a Facebook page called South Africa Jazz Tours, and you can follow that one and check it all out. Okay, and find out how you want to travel with this. Summertime here in Long Beach and Southern California and LA, all that, um, you're going to experience a lot of our pop-ups where you can meet and greet myself, Rhonda Love. We're going to continue to do some things out there in the Arts Park. We're developing some other, little experiences that will be announced. We're working to do a celebration of arts up in LA. That's a LA proper, but it's right next to Culver City, in an art gallery, playing some music, sipping some coffee, uh, imported wine, and being surrounded by that awesome display of African art. So that's coming soon. And we want you to just continue to follow us. Coffee Conversations with Greg J, Dream Creator Studio, uh, Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com, Beach City Perspective. A lot of you have been signing up for our page, and we thank you for that. And we want to continue to encourage you to like that page so that you can find out what Beach City Perspective is and how it is emerging. It is an emerging news source for you, culturally relevant, not only from a local perspective, a regional perspective, Long Beach, Inglewood, South LA, and the diaspora. What we mean by that is we will always continue to build this bridge of music, arts, and culture with Africa and African Americans. And so that's what we're doing around these parts. We're striving over here, y'all. That's what we're doing. And I hope you're striving too. The times are tough, but it's okay. You keep your head to the light, keep prayerful, drink lots of water, keep doing your exercise if you can. But most of all, walk in love, have an attitude of peace, have a reflection of peace. We need that in this world because there is a lot of discord among humanity in this world, and it's wrong, right? This is not what the divine wants us to be. We're supposed to love one another, everybody, right? And that's what it's really, really all about. I'm going to begin to approach a subject that I've been holding in my heart for some time, but after attending seminars and gaining, some intellectual backdrop, I'm going to begin to talk about this because one thing is sure, brothers and sisters, my beloved, is that we are inundated with negative images in the media. No question about it. The country around us is going bonkers, if you will. It is as if we live in bizarro world. This is not unbiblical. There are going to be strife and strains and many things happening, as the book has outlined. I'm sure other books have the same type of, warning, if you will, that we would be going through these times. But as we look at the media, it can be a source of unprecedented stress, negative vibrations. It's almost like the media is pushing this narrative of hate. On the other hand, we keep seeing examples of people who have access to firearms and decided upon themselves to go into places and take lives by the scores. Mass shootings happening, disturbances happening. And this troubles me. The subject matter that I want to kind of begin to advance and begin to um, underscore cultural exchange is there's this underlying narrative about Asian hate. And I'm speaking up today because yesterday I saw a news report from Los Angeles where a young Asian man was waiting at the bus stop and the brother was standing there and he cold cocked him. He knocked him out, you know. And according to the narrative, it was the guy just all of a sudden, they were standing on the bus stop together, and then the guy all of a sudden just threw the right hook and decked the guy, knocked him out. And the guy doesn't remember anything. He was knocked out cold, and then he was knocked out cold, and then when he woke up, he was in the hospital. So he decided to go back and retrieve security footage, which he did, and he shared that with the news agencies. And it looks like the brother's just standing there. The Asian guy is just standing there, and then all of a sudden, the brother just pow, knocks him the f out, you know. And then there's another do-gooder that comes and challenges the black guy and everything. So we don't really have all the full story, and I think there's no excuse for that type of behavior. But I do hear the inferences in the news reporting about this whole blacks versus Asian thing, and I have a very unique perspective about this because something happened. I observed something as I intersected with an Asian community recently, and it's just caused me in my heart to reflect, right? I remember when we were, when I was in LA, but during the times right after the 1992 civil unrest, there was a lot of community work uh, advanced to repair cultural differences and damages done between the black community and the Korean community. And I feel like a lot of progress was made in that space. Having seen what I saw for myself, when I see, in my particular situation, if we do not advance peace and love and understanding, cultural understanding, we could very well be back in the space that we were, in those days after the civil unrest, where we're having to build bridges of healing with our Asian brothers and sisters. I personally don't get it, but I do know that I have to be a advocate for peace and love and understanding. That's just the job that I have been given, I guess, by the divine, and I want to be a conduit for messaging. So, I've made some new friends now in one of the Asian communities, and I'm going to go ahead and reach out to them and have them come on and let's talk about this stuff. It just can't be, brothers and sisters. I was talking with a friend of mine, and we were talking about the immigrant community. And you have these people that come into the United States from other nations. And just think of, we don't know what the circumstances were. We may or may not know what the circumstances were that upended their life in their home country. And then they landed here in America. And the way America is, they put the immigrant people, in the hood, right? Is like in the community, that's the system, right? Can you imagine just put yourself in, all of a sudden, man, you got it going on, you're living your life, you're working, you're living, you're doing what you need to do. And then all of a sudden, the system around you collapses and you've had to basically flee the country for your life. And some country foreign to you, takes you in asylum, good neighbor, whatever, the world's policeman, whatever the United States proposes itself to be. And all of a sudden you land in this country, then you land in a community where you don't know the background. You didn't know all these black folks were oppressed and Jim Crow and slavery and thus and so. And they're not telling you that. They are, however, spreading a false narrative about the Black community, that they want you to be vigilant and careful, dangerous, and all of those stereotypes are happening. And as that community grows in this country, they grow with these stereotypes that have been embedded in them when they first got here. And then, but nobody has bothered to reach out, to examine cultures, to contrast cultures. Because on the other hand, folks are looking at these people like, okay, you covered it, and they operate from a space of lack, where we think that they're taking something from us in their presence here in our community, and that's just not the case, right? There's so much to unpack in this area. But how do we unpack it and still maintain a message of peace and love? How do we unpack it? Well, we're going to find out. I just like talking to people. I like making new friends. I like observing. And honestly, I like the food. So, we all get together over some food and examine one another and, be open with love, right? With love. And we see our differences, and then you see that we are also very much alike. And that should bring about unity. That should bring about, love among humanity. Well, that's all I got to say. Studio lights going out around here. My little 2-camera shoot didn't work. Oh boy, 5 things in the lab, Dream Creator Studio. Thankful for Dream Creator Studio, doing great things over there, working with VIP Records, preserving cultural icons. Shout out to Rhonda Love, pushing an agenda of training with arts and culture, with media, building a media platform. Right here, Dream Creator Studio. We're growing, we're experimenting. More to come. It's summertime, y'all. I don't have much to say. God bless y'all. Just God bless you. Peace and blessings. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Spread love. That's all we can do this summer. Spread love. Peace and blessings.